Hello and welcome to Nagaland TV. You are watching Nltv News Now. I'll read the headlines for you first. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday acknowledged the contribution of healthcare workers in the country as India administered more than 100 crore vaccinations. Indian cricket team fans are performing Havan all across India on Saturday ahead of the ICC's Men's T20 World Cup 2021 match between India and Pakistan that is scheduled to be played at 7:30 p.m. in Dubai. In yet another shooting incident, one person was killed and 7 others were injured on Saturday night near student campus of the Fort Valley State University in Georgia, United States. Asserting that sovereignty and territorial integrity of China are sacred and inviolable, the country's national legislature has adopted a new law on the protection and exploitation of the land border areas, which could have bearing on Beijing's border dispute with India. And now the news in details. As the nation witnessed an increase over the use of drugs and its cases, the Union Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment has suggested the Department of Revenue a few days back to evaluate the Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Act and sought to decriminalize people in possession of small quantities of drugs for their consumption. The ministry has instructed the Revenue Department to amend the act by treating those who use drugs or are dependent on them as victims and sending them to de-addiction and rehabilitation centers instead of prison. Assam's Pollution Control Board has imposed a complete ban on bursting and sale of all kinds of firecrackers except the green ones in the state ahead of Diwali. In compliance with the directives of the National Green Tribunal, the order will remain in effect until further notification to curb air pollution during the festive season. According to PCB chairman Arup Kumar Mishra, the state pollution body has also written to all the deputy commissioners and superintendents of police of the state to implement and the directions to be followed. Mishra added that the police and the administration have been ensured to arrest people using firecrackers. Meanwhile, daily action taken reports have been asked to submit to the PCB. Tehreek-e-Labbaik Pakistan supporters deported from the eastern Pakistan city of Lahore for a second-day clash with the police. The group said that 5 of its supporters died in the clash while 2 police officials were also killed. TLP members began their journey on Friday with the goal of reaching the capital, Islamabad, to pressurize the government to release Saad Rizvi, the party's leader. The T20 World Cup 2021 is underway and the Team India is all set to open their campaign against arch rival Pakistan on 24th of October. The match will begin at 7:30 p.m. and will be played in Dubai International Stadium. Pakistan are yet to defeat India in World Cups, having lost in their last 12 encounters. It also includes 5 defeats in the T20 World Cup. In the Shopian district of Jammu and Kashmir near the Babapora-Jainapora area, a civilian was shot dead in a crossfire between the Central Reserve Police Force and the terrorist. The civilian was unfortunately shot dead in a crossfire when terrorists started fighting and firing upon the CRPF when the party was out for area domination. Superintendent of Police Shopian stated that unidentified terrorists have started firing upon the Naka party of 178 Battalion at around 10:30 hours. The civilian was later identified as Shahid Ahmad, a milkman from Bijbehara and son of Azaz Ahmed. The new campus of IIT has been inaugurated by Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who also laid the foundation stone. Shah unveiled the foundation plaque of Phase 1A, 1B and 1C and also planted saplings after the inauguration ceremony of the IIT campus. The research center inauguration was attended by Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir Manoj Sinha and Union Minister of Science and Technology Dr. Jitendra Singh.
तेजस्वी स्कीम
हमारे लिए सौभाग्य की बात।
बोलो भारत माता की। मेरे मित्र और भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता श्रीमान धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी, जिन्होंने जम्मू कश्मीर के अंदर विकास के युग का नया आगाज किया है, ऐसे हमारे एलजी श्री मनोज सिन्हा जी, यहीं के लोकप्रिय सांसद और केंद्र के मंत्रिपरिषद में मेरे साथी जितेंद्र सिंह जी, गृह सचिव श्रीमान अजय कुमार भल्ला जी, हमारे सांसद महोदय, और आज इतने दिनों के बाद जिनको मिलने के लिए मैं आया हूं, ऐसे जम्मू के मेरे प्यारे भाइयों और बहनों, मित्रों, कल से मेरे मन में एक बहुत बड़ा टेंशन चल रहा था कि बारिश हो रही है, मौसम ठीक नहीं है, मैदान में पानी भर गया है, शायद मैं आपको मिल पाऊंगा या नहीं मिल पाऊंगा। मगर माता वैष्णो देवी की कृपा देखिए, धूप निकल आई है और आप सब मेरे सामने। मित्रों, आज एक पवित्र दिन है, पंडित प्रेमनाथ डोगरा का, प्रेमनाथ जी का जन्मदिन, और हम सब जम्मू के लोग छोड़िए, पूरे भारत के लोग प्रेमनाथ डोगरा जी को कभी भुला नहीं सकते। ये वो महान शख्सियत थी जिसने प्रजा परिषद की स्थापना कर श्यामा प्रसाद जी के साथ एक देश में दो निशान, दो विधान, दो प्रधान, नहीं चलेंगे, नहीं चलेंगे का नारा दिया। और आज उसी दिन पर आज हम सब लोग यहां एकत्रित आए हैं, जहां पर भी
In yet another shooting incident, one person was killed and 7 others were injured on Saturday night near students' campus of the Fort Valley State University in Georgia, United States. Reportedly, the injured victims are in stable condition. Georgia Bureau of Investigation is investigating the incident. Meanwhile, the campus was put on lockdown for security reasons. Following the shooting, it has been lifted and now students can freely leave and visit the campus. However, public events scheduled for the morning has been called off by the university. Two policemen and a soldier were injured in the gun battle between security forces and terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir's Poonch district as the anti-terror operation entered its 14th day in the state. As per reports, a jailed terrorist from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir who was remanded in police custody and was brought to the encounter site to identify possible routes the terrorist was used, but also was injured in the firing. The fresh gun battle started after terrorists opened fire on a joint search party of the army and police inside a forest Sunday morning. According to police, they were approaching a terrorist hideout in Bhata Durian area where they were fired upon by the terrorists hiding there. Asserting that sovereignty and territorial integrity of China are sacred and inviolable, the country's national legislature has adopted a new law on the protection and exploitation of the land border areas, which could have bearing on Beijing's border dispute with India. Members of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress approved the law at a closing meeting of a legislative session on Saturday. State-run Xinhua News Agency reported. The law, which becomes operational from January 1st next year, stipulates that the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the People's Republic of China are sacred and inviolable. It said, the state shall take measures to safeguard territorial integrity and land boundaries and guard against and combat any act that undermines territorial sovereignty and land boundaries. After a gas exploded on Sunday in a residential building of Dalian, northeast China's Liaoning province, 2 people were killed and 7 others were reportedly injured. The explosion was said to have occurred at 5:30 a.m. in a residential building in Wenchang community, Wafandian, a region that is administered by Dalian. Dalian's fire brigade said the explosion occurred on the 5th floor. It also reported that a total of 28 people were living in the building. The fire brigade dispatched 8 fighting trucks and 40 firefighters to the scene for rescue. This was the second gas explosion in Liaoning within a week. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday acknowledged the contribution of healthcare workers in the country as India administered more than 100 crore vaccinations. Addressing the monthly radio program Mann Ki Baat, PM stated that India salutes the healthcare workers and said he is well aware of the capabilities of the country and its people. PM lauded India on achieving more than 100 crore COVID-19 vaccinations and said the country is moving towards with a new enthusiasm and new energy. PM also interacted with Poonam Nautiyal, a healthcare worker who hails from Uttarakhand. A witness of the Narcotics Control Bureau in the case against megastar Shah Rukh Khan's son, Aryan Khan, has made shocking claims about collusion and payoffs against the agency's senior officer Samir Wankhede and KP Gozavi. They are alleged that the private investigator whose selfie with Aryan Khan went viral, Mr. Wankhede, has denied any wrongdoing, saying he would give a fitting reply in an affidavit. Prabhakar Sale, who claims to be a personal bodyguard to KP Gosavi, claimed he heard of 18 crore deal between KP Gosavi and Sam D'Souza, of which 8 crore was to be paid to Samir Wankhede. He also said he had received the cash from KP Gosavi and handed it over to Sam D'Souza. The man, who is also named as a witness in a press release by the agency on October 6th, alleged that Mr. Gosavi has gone missing. He said he was feared for his life and liberty, which is why he filed the affidavit. A man was killed and 30 other people were injured, 10 of whom seriously, as a truck carrying migrant laborers were hit by a roadside tree. Police inform incident took place in Jharkhand's Palamu district on Friday. The incident took place near Marghatia village in Sadbarwa police station, near area near where the laborers hailing from Kamaru were going to Daltonganj railway station to board a train to Uttar Pradesh, where they work in brick kilns. Officer in charge Karampal Kumar Nag said the driver lost control over the vehicle and hit a tree beside the Medini Nagar Ranchi road. He said the injured people were taken to a hospital in Tumbagara, where doctors referred to 10 of them to Rajendra Institute of Medical Sciences in Ranchi for better treatment, while one man identified as Virendra Oraon succumbed to his injuries on the way to the state capital. Nagaland TV on Sunday went to the newly opened Sunday market at Kher Mahal, Dimapur. The market was earlier run by Karbi and Mikir vendors and sold at City Tower area. Now, the vendors at the Sunday supermarket, Kher Mahal, are non-locals from Dimapur who said they bring their produces, livestock and other food items from Sunday market, Dalai Gate and Difu. Varieties of local organic vegetables and delicacies are available in this market.
মই ইয়াতে বহাটো বেছি দিন হোৱা নাই তো অলপ দিন নিউ মার্কেটতে বহে মই হয়
তো নিউ মার্কেট লাইছেও খোলা আছে
আজি তো খোলা নাই আমি খান বহা জায়গাতে दूसरा জায়গাতে খোলা আছে दूसरा দিন নিউ মার্কেটতে বহে মই
তো সামানখান কোতে বানি আছে
এটো আমি বস্তি পৰা আনে ট্রেন পৰা ডিফু সাইড তাই খান কার্বি খান খাং পৰা আনে না এটো খানকে কিনে
তো আজিকালি কার্বি খান নিদিখা হৈছে এতে
আহিয়ে থাকে আজি তো নাই না বাজাৰ না লাগে এটো নিমিতে আহা নাই
কিমান লম্বা কিমান দিন হৈছে হয়তো আমি খানটো ইয়াতে 2 মহিনাৰ নিচিনা হৈছে
তো তোমা পড়না হনাই মই লম্বা বা দেখা নাই তো বাজার
নাই নাই দেখা নাই
পড়না হনাই তো
পূৰ্ণ হোৱা নাই
তো ইত লাগে কোতে কোতে
আমি খান সুপার মার্কেটে যায় হয়
তো এতে এটো সামানখান বিক্রি কৰা তো কোতে বা সামান আনে
আমি খান ও দিলাই গেট পৰা আনে আনি
সানডে বাজার
হয় সানডে বাজাৰ
More refugees from Myanmar's Chin state are entering the southern and eastern border districts of Mizoram due to continuing clashes between the neighboring country's army and rebels. A senior police officer said on Sunday at least 12,939 Myanmaris, including women and children, are currently taking shelter in different parts of Mizoram. Of them, the detailed information of 1,518 Myanmaris is yet to be recorded. The numbers keep changing as there are new entrants almost every day, while some who live near the international border enter and exit India on a regular basis. The officer also said that Myanmar nationals are being provided with shelter and food by local communities, leaders and NGOs along with churches. Indian cricket team fans are performing Havan all across India on Saturday ahead of the ICC's Men's T20 World Cup 2021 match between India and Pakistan that is scheduled to be played at 7:30 p.m. in Dubai. Fans are seeking blessings from God for all Indian players so they may perform their best in the upcoming cricket matches. As India-Pakistan matches are often called high-voltage matches due to the long-standing rivalry between two nations. It is expected that this match will definitely turn into a nail-biter one. Notably, India has managed to beat their arch rivals a total of 12 times in ICC events. Out of those, India has managed to beat the Green Army 5 times. In the shortest version of the game, India and Pakistan are in Group 2 of the Super 12 round of the tournament, which also includes New Zealand, Afghanistan, Scotland and Namibia. This year, the tournament is being played at UAE and Oman, with India being the host. The edition was shifted from India after the COVID pandemic hit the world and prompted the alteration of venues.
गर्व है कि हम हिंदुस्तान के वासी हैं। हमारे हर एक प्राणी में, हर एक नागरिक में राष्ट्रवाद की, नेशनलिज्म की सोच है। आज हमारे देश की क्रिकेट टीम का पाकिस्तान के साथ मैच है। सारे देश में हमारी क्रिकेट टीम के लिए प्रार्थना सभा चल रही हैं, हवन हो रहे हैं। इसी संदर्भ में आज हमने जोशी नगर लुधियाना वेस्ट में मंदिर में हवन किया है, प्रार्थना की है कि भारतीय क्रिकेट टीम की पाकिस्तान के ऊपर जीत हो। यही हमारा नेशनलिज्म है, यही हमारी राष्ट्रवाद की सोच है। इसी सोच में हम जीते हैं, इसी सोच में हम पहरा देते हैं। अवश्य आज रिजल्ट आएगा और हमारी क्रिकेट टीम पाकिस्तान के ऊपर जैसे पहले की जीतती आई है, आज भी जीत प्राप्त करेगी।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is scheduled to visit Uttar Pradesh on Monday. According to the Prime Minister's office, at around 1:15 p.m. in Varanasi, Prime Minister will launch the Pradhan Mantri Atmanirbhar Swasth Bharat Yojana. According to the official release, Prime Minister with Atmanirbhar Swasth Bharat Yojana will be one of the most largest pan-India scheme for strengthening healthcare infrastructure across the country. It will be in addition to the National Health Mission. The objective of PMASBY is to fill critical gaps in public health infrastructure, especially in critical care facilities and primary care in both urban and rural areas. That is all for now. This is Gargi Deka signing off. Keep watching Nagaland TV.